Good morning everyone and Merry Christmas. Today we're going to talk about the Gomo Sim Card. You've probably seen this advertised heavily on Facebook. It's a 5G capable SIM card. It costs 199 pesos and gives you 25 gigabytes of data with no expiry, kind of. Now, there's some confusion about this because people are asking, is this a new operator? Is this a competitor to Globe and Smart? No, it's not. Not only does this use the Globe network, but it's actually operated by Globe. So Gomo is essentially Globe. So let's just clear that up right now. Gomo is Globe. It's operated by Globe. Now you can use the SIM card in your cell phone, you can use it in a pocket Wi-Fi, or you can use it in one of these little home Wi-Fi routers, as long as your device is openline or accepts a Globe SIM card. And we'll actually be doing our testing with this little home Wi-Fi unit today. I've got the Gomo Sim in the bottom here. So I've connected my cell phone to this little home Wi-Fi unit, and we're going to do a speed test against a Globe server. Okay, so pretty good speed, but remember, this is using Globe network. So if you live in an area that has bad Globe signal, you're going to have a bad Gomo signal too. It's the exact same towers. Now, of course, if I wanted to get higher download and upload speeds, what I would do is put this near a window or outside. I would get much better signal, but we're not really trying to test like the maximum speed and the minimum speed, because it just depends where you live and how close to a cell tower you are. There are some places that just don't get Globe signal and some places that don't get Smart signal. Now in this case I did get a pretty reasonable speed, 21 megabit down, 5 megabit up. And my plan for this SIM card, hello focus please. My plan for this SIM card is primarily uploading videos, because on DSL it's super slow. So pretty much every video I upload to Facebook or YouTube is through an LTE network, 4G. I don't have any 5G devices and my area doesn't have any 5G coverage. And as far as I know, it doesn't really penetrate buildings very well anyway. So unless I'm going to install this outside, 5G just doesn't excite me, to be honest. And even if 5G comes, we still have data caps, right? Like you can only use this much data. So I'm not so excited about the 5G aspect. Now there's actually an app for Gomo that shows you how much data you have remaining, lets you buy credits, stuff like that. So let's take a closer look. Now on the main page, it gives us our phone number and tells us how much data we have left, how many minutes to any network, and how many texts to any network. Now this is not like other platforms where you buy load and then it consumes your load for text or calls. On this one, there's only 2 packages. Let me show you. So you can buy 25 gig of data for $299, or you can buy 25 gig of data, 500 texts plus 100 minutes for $499. But what you can do is actually swap data for texts and calls. So you see right now I have 23.38 gigabytes, 0 minutes, 30 texts. If I go to Gomo Creds, I can actually give up some of my data in return for calls or texts. So let's say I want 6 minutes to any network. That's going to cost me 0.4 gigabytes. So we'll buy that. And here you'll see you currently have 23.38 gigabytes. If I buy the 6 minutes, I'll be down to 22.98. So you can see my data is reduced, but I now have 6 minutes of calls to any network, and I still have my 30 text messages to any network. And that's basically the way. You just give up data in return for calls and text messages. Now, one of the biggest selling points of Gomo is that your data does not expire. Normally with Smart and Globe, you have to use your data within 5 days or 7 days, otherwise you lose it, it expires. But with Gomo, they're saying you can use it in a week, a month, 6 months, it doesn't expire. But there's a caveat. If you don't do at least one paid transaction on your SIM card in a year, they're going to disconnect it. So it kind of doesn't expire, but there's that little thing that if you don't do a paid transaction, they'll disconnect your SIM. But still, it's like a million times better than the existing offerings from Globe and Smart that last like 5 or 7 days. So it's still super cost effective, 25 gig for $199, but then when you renew, you're going to pay $299. So I think a lot of people would just buy a new SIM every time. So I've told you the good things about Gomo. What are some bad things? Well, firstly, you can only buy this SIM online. You can't buy it in any store, at least not officially. And a lot of people complaining they paid for the SIM card and it never arrived. That's why I bought mine through Shopee instead of buying it directly from Gomo. Another complaint is those people who used their 25 gig and then they tried to buy another 25 gig for $299. They said they paid and it never arrived. So there's a lot of complaints like that. Another slight negative is that you cannot use your data when roaming. I mean, it's pretty obvious because it's so cheap. 25 gig for that amount is just so cheap that roaming is not an option. I guess another negative is that when you want to reload it, it also has to be done online. You can't just walk into a 7-Eleven and buy, like a load card or an auto load or something like that. Another issue, which I'm not 100% sure on yet, is the data counter in the app. Sometimes I've done something as simple as a speed test and then it says, oh, you've used another 200 megabytes. And I think, how is that possible? So I still have to do more testing to that to see if it's really accurate. Now, I actually have multiple SIM cards because it's cheaper to buy them for $199 compared to renewing the package. And honestly, I've been happy with them. I have reasonable Globe signal in most places I go, and it's a lot more cost effective than the PODT home Wi-Fi, especially because, and this is so frustrating, they've started doing this absolute nonsense where they say, okay, you can have 65 gig of data to use on whatever you want, then you can have say 20 gig on YouTube and then 2 gig on this. That is why in other countries like America they're fighting for net neutrality, because when operators start saying, okay, you can use your data on this, on this, on this, it's a very, very bad thing for the consumers. For all of us, we're going to lose out. So big thumbs down to PODT for that, and hopefully Globe can make a good run with this because it's much more cost effective. 25 gigs, 200 pesos, no expiry. That's a really, really good deal. I expect they will increase it a little bit after they have a big user base. That's the same as what PODT did. Very good promos, and then once they got enough customers, whoop, up goes the price, down goes the data. So yeah, let's hope that Gomo can actually, Gomo, Globe, it's the same thing. Let's hope that they can make this work for us in the long run. And that's it. That's my Christmas video. I actually planned to give away MMFF tickets, but it's been delayed a little bit, so maybe tomorrow. If anyone's interested, leave a comment down below. If you have any questions about Gomo, just let me know. I haven't run a bunch of different speed tests and stuff like that because it is essentially Globe. However good Globe is in your area, that's how good Gomo will be. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.